Hey there, my name is Angela. Welcome to my channel. Today, we are going to go over the top 5 photos of 2021. I know that we already are living 2022, but January is not done yet, so I'm still kind of lingering in the past a little with this video, but I hope you enjoy it regardless. I kind of want to try to start implementing a Friday 5 type of thing. I'm not going to promise a video every Friday, but it's an idea I have. If you have any ideas for any kind of top 5s or 5 tips or 5 tricks that you want to see on this channel, let me know in the comments down below. And without further ado, let's jump into it. I would like to mention that some of these photos are kind of intense and very emotionally impactful, which is kind of why I chose them, because one of my favorite things about photography is that you can tell an entire story in a single frame, and a visual of something happening can impact the viewer in a way that sometimes audio or written word can't. So I just want to warn you that some of these are a little like, might bring you down a bit. Anyways, let's get to it and start with photo number 5, which is an Indonesian burial team in Yogyakarta. So this is one of those emotionally impactful photos because these are coffins being buried by people in hazmat suits. So this photo was taken on August 12th when Indonesia was being hit very hard with the Delta variant of COVID-19. And I have a quote here from the photographer who took it. "I was at a hospital when, at about 11 p.m., I got a call to put on my hazmat suit and head to the cemetery. COVID protocols meant that people had to be distant from their family in their final moments. It was so sad seeing the families praying outside of the cemeteries, knowing that their loved one's burial was being left to a team of strangers in hazmat suits." So the photographer's name is Java Ulet Ifansati. I'm sorry if I killed that, but excellent photo. It really does tell a story, and I feel like 2021, along with 2020, and probably 2022 are gonna go down in the history books as COVID-19 years. Hopefully 2022, not so much, but I think that if I didn't include a photo that had to do with COVID-19, then it wouldn't really make sense, because these are the types of photos that will be going down in history. And let's move on to number 4 now. Photo number 4 is of a woman being detained by police officers on March 13th in London. The photo was taken by Hannah McKay during a gathering for Sarah Everard. So Sarah Everard was kidnapped, raped, and murdered by a police officer, which ultimately led to protests. And here's what the photographer has to say about this photo. "There was a small group of protesters addressing hundreds of people from the bandstand. As it was still during COVID restrictions, the police eventually arrived to end the gathering, but many were determined to continue paying their respects. It went from a reflective, emotional scene to an angry one. That was when the police and protesters clashed. I think the picture of a lone female protester being restrained by faceless male police officers helped to propel the story into a talking point. It became a symbol of anger." Before we move on to number 3, I would just like to say that I love that in this photo, the woman's hair is such a contrast to the police officers' jackets. I think that kind of brings the whole shot together and really makes her pop out. And the story behind it is just kind of crazy, and that's an impactful photo if I've ever seen one. So photo number 3. Photo number 3 is of a house covered in ash on La Palma in the Canary Islands of Spain. It was taken by Emilio Moranetti on October 30th. And what's crazy about this photo is that it was the result of a volcano erupting for the first time in half a century. And something I really enjoy about natural disaster photography or nature photography in this sense is it's kind of a once in a lifetime occurrence to be capturing. And this photo is of an evacuation zone, and here's what the photographer said. The volcano continued to emit vast amounts of magma and ash for more than a month after the eruption. I saw a lot of houses covered completely, but this one was the most visually affecting because the house is so isolated. It is such a clean snapshot of the devastation the volcano caused. The house is still standing though. So glad the house is still standing, but what a great photo, and sorry it's at these people's expense because whoever's house that is, that sucks, they had to be evacuated, but still it tells a story. And now let's move on to number 2. Photo number 2 is of another volcanic occurrence, and I'm sure if you are a landscape photographer or a adventure photographer, your Instagram feed probably got blown up with pictures of this during 2021, and it is the volcano eruption of Iceland. So this photo is of tourists gathering around said volcano, and it was taken by Arnar Christiansen. I may have pronounced that wrong, I'm sorry if I did, and it was taken on April 9th, which was about a month after the volcano erupted. And here is what the photographer said. It was weird seeing people standing so close. It can be very dangerous, mainly because of the gas rather than the lava. If the wind changes direction, then people can get violently ill. There was a teenager taking TikTok videos of himself jumping fewer than 5 meters away. That was one of those pinch yourself moments when you capture something truly surreal. So what's cool about this photo to me personally is that the volcano was the first to erupt on that peninsula in 800 years and the first to erupt in that area in 6,000 years. So how lucky were those people in the photo to be witnessing something that happens once every 8 generations or so. So that I feel like is just such a moment in time that is rare, and that's what photography is all about, capturing a little moment in time that you probably will never get again. So let's move on though to number 1. Photo number 1. Going into this photo, I would like you to know something. I am an American. I feel like you probably already know that because I just go to places in California and the United States as of right now. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is that for me, seeing this photo and knowing what the backstory was of it and hearing about this thing happening was very impactful for me, because right now I think America has been going through a kind of political polarization that the media really plays into, and that just might be my own personal opinion. I don't want my comment section to get all political and stuff, because I think angry politics and us versus them is not healthy for us as a society or as individuals, and I don't want any of that in my spectrum or my area of YouTube. But this photo, the reason why I'm including it is because I remember hearing about this situation and being like, 2021 is off to a strong start. So here's the photo. This photo was taken by Victor J. Blue on January 6, 2021. So literally right off the bat, we started the year like this, and after 2022, which was a crazy year in itself, this was kind of setting the tone for 2021, or that's what it felt like in the moment. So that's why it's my number 1 photo. So let's hear what the photographer said. The US Congress is a huge building, and there were maybe 2,000 protesters trying to breach a set of wooden doors and re-enter the building. Police units inside the building had run out of the chemical irritant they used for crowd control and had resorted to spraying fire extinguishers out the doors. That was when one of the protesters stood at the entrance, spreading his arms in triumph, almost as if to celebrate Trump's victory in that moment. So the story behind this is that people were protesting and storming the Capitol due to their belief of a stolen election. And people were angry, and I don't like to be like us versus them or anything, but I think anyone who protests violently or does anything like that, that's not right, no matter what the cause. But yeah, I don't want to get too much into it, just that this photo was super impactful for me as an American. And yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of any of these photos, or if there was a top photo in your opinion that I didn't include in this video. I do have a couple links in the description below. One of the article in which I got the quotes from the photographers from, and another one which goes into the top 100 photos of 2021. So go ahead and check that out if you feel like it. And also, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And until next time, bye.